Welcome into a very exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Starts, and you are here tonight for Love Noise. This is a very, very special episode as we celebrate our co-host and partner, Brad Stewart, who is headlong in a race for first place on the Entrepreneur of Impact. Welcome in, Brad. We're excited for you, man. Coming down to the wire.
Yes, we're getting there. I think we have, this round ends tomorrow, and then if I make it, then it goes into another week, and I believe after that is when the decision is made, but I've made it into the top 5.
And we're going to get to a little bit more of that. Let's bring in our other co-host, Willie, who's going to be sharing some music with us tonight, too. I'm going to be sharing some of my songs just to fill space. But tonight is really about you, Brad. But let's get Willie in here, and we're going to talk more about the contest. What's happening, Willie?
Not much, another day, another dollar.
You made $1 today?
I did.
Must be nice.
But I spent 200, so I'm still involved.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
We're going to start charging for these seats, $200 a pop, so I make money.
Well, if you're making, where's my money? Do I get to make some money too?
Well, people start buying these seats for $200 a pop. I'll share it with you.
He says I'll give you $1. How's $1? How's $1 sound? You got $1?
I'll give you $2 and a ride on that private jet you have.
Yeah. The freaking arms flapping. Oh man, it's good to see you guys. I enjoy that we get to do this every week. We get together and just be ourselves. We get to share music, whether it's our own or it's having a featured artist on. We've had some real great ones. Looking back at the episodes, it's crazy that we've been doing this for like 6 months now, Willie, that we started this and have had a bunch of really awesome episodes. Yeah, and it only continues to get better.
Back in September, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know we took a few weeks off around the holidays and everything. You were moving. There was a lot of stuff going on in that time, but it's going to be back now.
It's about September.
It's pretty incredible that we continue to just add more shows and keep up with it all. And adding Brad in from Music Mogul AI, I think was a real game changer for this show. It just brings a different perspective. It's not just us appreciators of music and artists, but bringing someone that can offer, and without being an a-hole about it, right? That Brad's always offering some constructive criticism around people's careers and their music. And I think that's really powerful. And that's why he's got our vote for Entrepreneur of Impact. Brad, tell us more about the contest that you entered, and then we're going to tell everybody how they can get on and vote for you too.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's really a 2-prong approach. The first one is that it's really there's a nonprofit that's tied in with this called Gen Youth, and they basically help school children have physically active lives and to be well nourished. So it's really for those underprivileged kids that are not able to even have enough for lunch money, a lot of it. And it's a really great cause. It's something that I really connected with. My family has been in public education for a long time, and it really aligns with me and something that I'm passionate about. And then it also has to do with Music Mogul AI. So this entire program is Damon John's program from the Shark Tank. It's his own little kind of incubator, if you want to call it, for entrepreneurs. And basically, if you win, then you get to pitch to him your product to be an investor, kind of like a Shark Tank, but it's really kind of singling him out as the investor. And but you get a feature in Entrepreneur Magazine. You win some money as well, but obviously having Damon John as a partner in your business is massive. So
I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say so. Brad, you seem to be frozen up on the stream. So, there you came back. Oh, you were on a different screen. That's what it was. Yeah. If you need to go onto a different screen, if you grab it out of the browser that you're in for this one and put it on the side, you can do that too.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry,
focusing on winning this contest and sharing those out. You guys make sure we just put the link in the comments here. You can go vote for Brad to be the entrepreneur of impact. Would be a game changer for him. A $25,000 first prize is nothing to sneeze at, but having the opportunity to work with a shark, a true shark, and one of the best investors out there at spotting companies that are worthy of that. I mean, it would be a game changer for this entire network. Let's just be honest. That kind of notoriety for you is going to raise the elevation of everyone that's on this screen right now, and really everyone that's a part of the Scene projects by proxy.
It would allow me to hire staff, to get to more artists, and to give more consulting.
I heard Willie's looking for a job.
It's massive. Willie's songwriting, man, he's crushing it right now.
No,
Yeah,
and
a full-time job that pays the bills, though.
I hear you.
I need a job. That's what. Screw Willie. I need a job. Please.
Bubba's got more time in the day than I do. Give it to Bubba.
I love you. I have zero time in the day, but I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. Awesome. Well, that was a little bit about the contest and everything. I'm sure you guys have seen us at this point, kind of posting about it and putting it out there into the world. Obviously, we want our friends to do well. It's not just about any single person here. We want everyone to win and to succeed. So really just, I'm proud of you, Brad, for really sticking your neck out there. You've been following through. You've been, reaching out and doing the things necessary to bring this to fruition, man. And it's really awesome watching you just dedicate yourself to it and to pull this across the finish line now.
I appreciate it. I've gotten a lot of great support, and I'm right now.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate everything that all of you guys do. I mean, even outside of this is really such a great community. If you guys are not subscribed, please do so. It really helps out the entire channel, and it helps us reach more people to just give more value to everyone. So we would really appreciate that. But yet, the Scene projects is just, as a family, is a great community, great networking, great feedback, great content all the way around. With Bubba winning Content Creator of the Year, he's on fire right now. He's been doing this for so long, and he just makes everybody feel really welcome. So if you haven't liked, comment, subscribe, do all the things, hit the bell.
Yeah, and Willie winning awards as well, keeping himself muted. That's his #1 award.
I'm a rookie today. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, we're all rookies, and I think that's the most fun about it, is that nobody comes in with any ego to what we do. We understand that everyone who comes into our world, we're all in this. We all want the same things, right? We want people to hear our music. I don't think a lot of people come into the Scene projects that they're like, I just want to get famous at all costs, right? Like, we don't deal with artists, and we don't have a lot of artists that come to us because we're not big. We're not going to make or break someone's career, but we can build you, we can give you a community that will support you in your, in your times of need, but also in, to celebrate your triumphs with you. And, the Midwest Talent Awards were a great opportunity to do that. Kind of a full circle moment today. I saw a video by our friend Nicole Nystrom, who won an award at the Midwest Talent Awards, where we got to meet her. And she's been a part of our network for a little bit, but her song was played on Texas Brew Radio on the air. And that's another friend of ours, Cynthia Anderson, down there in Texas, with her, everything that she's doing around the Texas Songwriters Championship and growing this network. And to see two people who probably didn't know that they both knew me, right? Because you kind of, like, especially entering contests or submitting for this and that, you kind of forget about where you were connected from, maybe where you saw it, and maybe she didn't see it from us. Maybe it came from somewhere else. But it was really cool to see two friends celebrating each other's wins and being a part of that. And to me, that was really cool. And we've had a lot of the Texas, Songwriter Championship people we've had them on either on our program, or we have had them on the showcases that you guys are going to be seeing as they roll out this summer. So it's really a beautiful thing that we've built. And the longer time goes on, the more we see that, right? And today we had a great group chat in the academy where one of our members was sharing his new songs. Hey, what do you think about this or that? And everybody sharing feedback with them. And it was just a really cool experience to watch that happening in real time. And it really lifts all boats, right? That rising tide. It feels like it's coming in right now. And a tidal wave to that would be Brad winning the Entrepreneur of Impact tonight and really just taking everything to another level.
It would definitely put a lot of wind in our sails and just help everyone. It's because every dime that I make is going to go right back into the business and getting this launched, which the software itself is getting near the end of that beta testing phase, and we have made a lot of progress with that. So we're looking right now at an official launch in probably 30 to 60 days from today with full deployment of everything. So we are really making headway, and we're just excited to see what all of you are going to do with it. We want to see you getting bookings. We want to see you making money. I've literally built this for independent artists, bands, and musicians to work smarter, get control over your business, have clarity with your data, and to bring all of that into one place that sets up that infrastructure for you. And then we also provide consulting and mentorship in addition to that. If you need that as an add-on, or even if you don't do the service, we can do that as well. So yeah, just really excited to see what everybody is able to do with it. I even have some incentive programs that we're going to be coming out where I'm going to be giving away free monthly subscriptions to the ones that are getting the most bookings. So I'm really just rewarding you for making money with the software. And of course, we have affiliate links and all that you can share with everyone once you get into the dashboard. So we're ramping things up.
Yeah, Brad, tell us a little bit more about Music Mogul AI and really what it does for people who aren't aware.
Yeah. So it is a management platform that enables you to have a co-pilot essentially for your business. And it is a human in the loop model. So it doesn't just send out slop and cold emails, things of that nature. It acts as a third party that you get to approve all of the activity. So it's going to do a lot of that repetitive robotic task of the follow-ups and all of that stuff for you. But there are three agents in the software. There's a booking agent, a marketing agent, and a management agent. So it's essentially doing those three functions. The management agent does some of the business manager duties as far as keeping up with your data and helping analyze your business plan and keeping things on track with that. But one of the biggest time savings of that, which I think we don't talk quite enough about and haven't in the past anyway, is that it essentially operates like a tour manager. So it's going to advance the dates for you and all of that. So, but the marketing agent is fantastic. We are building all of that out. We're really just waiting on our integration approval right now from Meta for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Google. But you'll be able to schedule out your social media post after you book the dates, grow your subscribers on your newsletter, get more trackers on bands in town, use the data to cross-sell for your merchandise. It's really fantastic. The booking agent obviously is going to do the outbound outreach, the follow-ups, the digital contracts. We even have it to where it's able to create digital posters that go out with the contract. So the buyer has an asset to start promoting your show before they ever even sign the contract, which is huge. And that's one of the key things that I noticed in my time as a booking agent for 20 years is that the time that it takes for me to book a date for the team, whoever's doing publicity or the band, whatever, to start promoting, usually a month goes by. And when most bookings are taking place 3 months out on average, you just lost a third of your time to market your show, all because we didn't act quickly enough on it. So that is really a pretty critical component. And that's where the marketing agent kicks in if you have all three. But if you just did the booking agent alone, the math comes out to $10 a day, which is pretty insane that you can even get that for that price.
Well, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what a pack of smokes costs now. Not that I smoke anymore or anything, but that was always kind of the, a justification, right? You're spending that on, that's a cup of coffee, right? Depending on where you go and
Sure.
what kind of coffee you drink. So there's definitely so many advantages to using it. And I know everyone kind of just looks at the final number, not understanding that this is a tool. This is you don't worry about the price that the shovel costs you, because it beats the hell out of digging with your hands.
Sure.
Right. And that's probably the best analogy that I can kind of give is this is not just a shovel. This is a power shovel that's going to get the job. This is a tractor with a backhoe.
Yeah, I'd call it a track hoe, man, where, with even a front end loader on it as well. So, because it's just going to do so much for you. Even in our beta testing, our users and early adopters are saying it's saving them at least 10 hours a week. That is massive. And they're not even getting into the marketing and management agent. They're really just talking about the booking agent right now. So, because the other two, the management agent's done, but the marketing agent isn't fully deployed yet because we're waiting on that integration approval. But 10 hours a week is massive. And, even if it only books you one show a month and saves you 10 hours a week, that's worth $300 a month.
Yeah, someone who doesn't have 10 hours a week to give. I mean, you add that up over the month and that's a full week, right?
Right.
That you just saved. And I don't think that can be understated. Let's play a song. Danielle's here. Let's give everyone a chance to go and make sure they get their votes in. Votes count 2x right now. The link is in the comments. Go vote for Brad to be the entrepreneur of impact. I'm going to play one of my songs dedicated to my wife, who once again saved my butt today and bought me supper. So this one's for my wife, Danielle. This is True Meaning. We're going to come back, talk some more with Brad, and then we're going to share some of Willie's tunes too. So I know we got a lot more to get to in the show tonight. Thanks everybody for being here, and enjoy the song.
Better life.
In the morning as you're getting up from work, after we closed down the bar and I was acting like a jerk, I said some stupid things I wish I never would have said. I never let you get out all the thoughts trapped in your head, spending all day miserable with feelings bottled up, and then we both get so emotional when we try to talk it out, blowing up our phones with all this texting back and forth, wishing I could find the words to show you what you're really worth. You are my world. You're my anchor in the ocean, the only one I'm holding through the night. You are my world. You're the mother of my children, my end and my beginning, true meaning of my life. I couldn't live my life without you, no, I wouldn't even try to turn your whole world upside down over just my foolish pride. I'm jealous of the air you breathe because you need it more, and no flesh will ever tempt me, it's only you that I adore. You are my world. You're my anchor in the ocean, the only one I'm holding through the night. are my world. You're the mother of my children, my end and my beginning, true meaning of my life. You are my world. You're my anchor in the ocean, the only one I'm holding through the night. You are my world. You're the mother of my children, my end and my beginning, true meaning of my life. True meaning of my life. True meaning of my life. Wishing I could find the words to show you what you're really worth. You are my world.
Beautiful song I wrote for my wife there. That one's called True Meaning. You can find it streaming everywhere. Hope you guys appreciated that one as much as she did. Shared a little picture up on there during that time. That was a gig we played up in Sioux Falls, place called the Levitt Amphitheater. Actually, they have those amphitheaters all over the country. A wonderful foundation that donates money into these municipalities to build these beautiful spaces. And Sioux Falls is very fortunate to have won it several years ago and got a great space down there. Really incredible opportunity for local artists to open for national acts. That show in particular, we opened up for Armchair Boogie, which is they call it Newgrass. They're kind of a jam band out of Madison, Wisconsin. And one of the most gratifying moments for me, I think, in my music career was kind of stepping off the stage with those guys and them being like, yeah, held your own out there. Like, cool. Like, it was that stamp of approval, right? From a jam band that I look up to, and just people that, you know, I've seen in the circuit for a long time. It was really incredible to do that. And then I pretty much retired and I was like, well, I think I'm good then.
That's funny. Yeah.
Well,
sometimes-
you know what did it, Brad, was that it was like to get to that point where I was a headliner on that stage without being just like getting it kind of given to you a little bit because you're local and building that up. And I maybe would have been able to continue pursuing my own music career in that fashion to get to that. It just didn't matter. Right. Like it just,
Right.
and even because when you're the local Thursday headliner, because that's mostly what they do is the Thursday night or more regional ish and South Dakota bands in that spot. Most of those people are just coming because that's what they do on Thursday nights, right? Like it's just part of the culture up there to show up. It's not necessarily because they know it's you there. And the crowds on Thursdays typically a little bit smaller than a Friday or Saturday, like we played. So yeah. I'd really that was the pinnacle, right? Of where I could get to probably in my career and looking out and being like, yeah, I mean, it was cool. It wasn't everything. And it was a long ways from maybe, you know, a sold out football statement or a stadium, right? It was amazing. It was incredible, right? I got to play 45 minutes of our music and to be out there and to do that. But at the same time, I had kind of like just started the podcast. And during that period of that summer, like I think we left from that show and we went straight to Minneapolis and played a show with some friends of ours, did open for them, and then played a show on Sunday up on a rooftop at a bar, and nobody was there. Right. So went from like the highest of highs right back down to, you know, I don't even want to call it a low because I was on this rooftop and, you know, on the west side of Minneapolis. The bar, unfortunately, is shut down now. Really cool spot, but overlooking the whole city. And if my thumbnails on my pictures were showing up, I'd be able to find the picture and show you guys. But I don't want to bore you with me going through a million pictures to try and find it. That it was. Like, what can I do? There's more that I can do, right? Like I've gotten myself this far with just a lot of gumption, like a little bit of talent, right? I don't think I'm by far the most talented songwriter or guitar player or singer or any of those things, right? Better than people who don't do it at all, right? But a lot, not nearly as good as the people that I'm surrounded with, right? So it was really just that shift. It happened slowly over the course of that summer, playing a couple of 5-night, 6-night runs at the Saloon Number 10 out in Deadwood, and being up till 3 o'clock in the morning, not drinking and partying, right? Just up there belting 4 hours worth of tunes because I was the only singer at the time. Nobody else was singing. I was just like, I'm exhausted. I don't want this bad enough to like, there's not enough good vibes happening in this to keep me motivated to keep doing it. I just don't have it. And part of that is probably because I don't have that solid group of people, right? That band to keep you going, the same people all the time to keep like, hey man, we're all in this together, right? And we're pushing together and we're doing this, and I'm willing to take this off of your plate so you can, maybe focus on other things. I've never had that. Even when I did have a consistent band, it was still me doing everything. I just had to see the same people all the time. So I got a little bit, jaded or just tired. And it was, I felt so much more used to it's the scene, right? Not just the what we've built, but it felt like I can just network. I can just be the guy that brings everyone together. We can interview, we can promote, we can build the radio station, and we can publicize and do all of these things for other artists. And I feel so much more gratified, or so much more gratification rather from that than just like me getting to go out and perform for people. I get more out of performing just for my wife and kids than for a whole, bar room full of people that are kind of, on the fence, whether they're listening or not.
Yeah, the road is not for everybody. And I don't think a lot of fans realize what artists go through to just connect the dots. Mentally, physically, emotionally, you're away from your family. You have load ins, load outs. The pay is not very good in the beginning. It's a grind. And if you have a bad show, the band morale can go down really fast. And that's tough to do over and over again, night after night. And I don't, a lot of fans should realize this is not easy. Yes, it looks like it because everybody thinks, oh, well, they're just getting to party and have fun and they're on stage and they only see the tip of the iceberg. They're not seeing everything underneath of what it takes to actually put that on.
The 6 hours in a vehicle with, smelly drummer feet and no AC and like, honestly,
the fears is that sound guy going to have all the proper equipment. There's so much that goes into that. I mean,
sure.
The question mark of how are we going to sound tonight if you don't have all of it, with you and you run your own sound, and to do that, relying on other people inside of that, is the promoter going to pay us? Is that, like that there's a lot of fears that come into that. And, is the van going to break down today? Right. There's just so much that people don't see. And I think that we make it look a lot better, right? All of us bands as a collective, we make it look like it's a lot more fun than it probably is. And it is fun. I don't want to make it sound like it's not a good time, but it is not all, it's not all freaking unicorns and rainbows, man.
Yeah, I had a guy
mostly one-legged donkeys. And
I had a guy ask me the other day about that. He's like, man, being a sound engineer must be so much fun. I said, oh, it is. And he says, but it ain't as easy as it looks.
Yeah, you see all those speakers out there? Who do you think's putting those back in the truck? Me.
And he's like,
who do you think has to be here for an hour afterwards, wiping beer off of my cables and having to worry about somebody falling into some of my equipment and sinking my company because of it, right?
Or like this last one we did with this last festival I did with Casey. It was so windy and it was outside. I couldn't set my speakers up. I couldn't use the stands. I had to improvise. You know, there's so much that goes into that all the way around, you know. And that's what I love to see is someone that's on that side of it when artists are coming up and, hey, let's throw this in there. I have this we can use, you know. It kind of becomes a big collab on how to put on the best show. And I think those, in my experience, those have made the best shows to where instead of having someone come up and gripe because, man, he didn't have the right brand of mics I wanted, so my show sucked.
Right.
You know,
No, it turns out your show just sucks, dude.
So a lot of it goes into, you know, preparation, you know, like
a microphone ain't going to make or break it. I'll tell you that right now. It may make something a little bit better. And yeah, I've sang through some shitty microphones, still made them sound good. So
I'll tell you, them wireless Shure mics I acquired last Friday.
Yeah, you got some new toys.
Dude, that's some clean
Those are
sound.
nice. Yeah. And they're wireless. It means you can throw them at somebody if you get mad.
No, I snapped at an artist the other day, Saturday. He just like, after a show, dropped the mic. I said, you want to buy a new set? He's like, no. I said, I drop it again. You're going to buy me a new set, whether you break it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have punched him. A brand new microphone, just dropped it on the stage.
Well,
was it one of your new wireless ones?
Oh, fuck yeah. I was pissed.
Oh, I would have punched him right there on the spot. Right there on the spot, and made him buy a new one. Right there. Idiot. These freaking idiots, man.
I mean, and that's what people don't realize is the carelessness that goes into it sometimes. Yeah, breaking the guitar is so cool, and the mic drops are cool, but how much money is that them stupid things going to cost?
I don't know where that shit started from, but it's not that cool. It's not cool at all, right? And maybe that's me because I've been on stage my entire life and I'm like very careful with my stuff, but like, why would you break the stuff that you have? Like, I just
why would you break somebody else's stuff?
Yeah, regardless of whether it's yours or not, doesn't make any sense. Brad, can we get a live update on the voting?
Yeah, that's what my phone is blowing up right now because if you guys heard the ding a minute ago, I
blame Willie. Don't worry.
Hold up. He's giving us an update.
Nice. Right now I'm currently in first place. It doesn't show me who is in like second or third. It doesn't show you like how far away you are in the votes or anything. So yeah, that's really all I can say. I know there's 3 hours and 18 minutes left until the 2X votes go down. This round ends tomorrow at 7:00 p.m. Pacific time. And then after that is kind of the last hoorah with it, I believe. I've never done this kind of program or anything, but I believe that I can stop bothering people in a week. So,
Brad, it's not a bother, buddy. We would do anything to help you. You are here for us, and we would do anything to help you. It is not a bother.
Well, I appreciate all of you so much. It definitely lets me know that my friends and network are bigger than I thought whenever I see people not only just voting, but some people are donating, and that's just, it's very touching, very real for me. And I just appreciate all of you for doing that.
Does it show you when someone donates?
It does. It shows me when they donate, which I saw that you did, Willie. So thank you so much, man. What's crazy is the guy who's in second place. I don't even know who it is. It's a guy named Gary, and I can pull up his last name, but I'm not even sure. I've tried to look through LinkedIn and Facebook, and I'm not even sure that I know the guy, but he has donated the second most out of everybody for me. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. Pretty insane. So yes, it's a great cause. It really is. I mean, who doesn't want to help underprivileged kids eat and have active, healthy lives? I don't, it's really great. So yeah, Gary Smith. It's a pretty kind of generic name, but I'm trying to find out who it is. So,
well, Gary, wherever you are, whoever you are, we appreciate you.
That's right. That's right. I really do. It means a lot to me to have this huge support with all of you. So thank you so much for everything.
Well, I think it's time we can hit another song here. I've just been sharing this out and making sure that we get there as we are. Willie, you got a song for us?
I do. It is called, I don't know if I played this one already, but it's called Marketplace Music.
All right. I don't think I've heard that one.
Life got heavy, money ran dry. Dreams feel like they passed me by. Long night staring at my phone, feeling like I'm on my own. Then a post caught my eye one night. Used DJ rig, cheap price. Had some scratches, wires worn thin, but it felt like hope again. I didn't know that beat up gear would change my whole life right here. Now it's marketplace music playing through the night, turning strangers into friends under neon lights. It ain't the gear, it's the feeling in the room when a broken heart finds its tune. Yes, marketplace music louder than my past. Every song bringing people together at last. Funny how a dream can start so small with marketplace music, bringing life to us all. First small crowd in a little bar. Didn't think we'd get that far, but when the music filled the air, every soul was right there. People laughing, people sang, every song a little healing. Didn't matter who we were, for a while the hurt just blurred. And in that room I finally knew what a simple song can do. Now it's marketplace music playing through the night, turning strangers into friends under neon lights. It ain't the gear, it's the feeling in the room when a broken heart finds its tune. Yes, marketplace music louder than my past. Every song bringing people together at last. Funny how a dream can start so small with marketplace music, bringing life to us all. Yeah, the road back ain't always clean. Sometimes it starts with secondhand dreams, but when the music hits your soul just right, everything's gonna be alright. Yes, marketplace music playing through the night, turning strangers into friends under neon lights. From a broken road to a brand new start, just a beat and a hopeful heart. Yeah, it's marketplace music louder than my past, turning lonely nights into memories that last. Funny how a dream can start so small with marketplace music, bringing life to us all. Yeah, it's marketplace music.
I really dig that one. Are we going again? We go. Oh, come on.
I didn't realize it continued playing. I put it in the wrong one. I put it in background music instead of.
That's not background music.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say I think that's my favorite one you've done, man.
It's got a good groove to it, doesn't it?
I'm actually really excited. I'm getting ready to start working with JP and Michael, and we're gonna make some of my stuff come alive.
You know,
That's
I mean,
gonna
like,
be fun because
yeah,
they worked fast too. In the amount of time that it took you to create that from nothing, they'll be able to take it into their studio and make it sound better than you've ever imagined.
And they said what's so great about getting it from me is I'm giving them all the stems. So they're not having to try
Create
to stem up
everything.
Yeah, so they're getting all the stems. I actually sent over 4 songs, I think. We're going to start with 4 and we're going to go from there. We have an agreement worked out. Michael helped me get on the BMI website, showed me how to do all that. So I got about 20 songs registered on there so far.
sweet.
So
Got more songs than I do, Willie.
But listen, I just kind of use stuff I wrote. I mean,
She ain't having it.
Just
Well,
trying to steal your thunder
doesn't
again,
like it.
man.
didn't pass the test, bud. Throw that one out.
actually, she was on their bed dancing. She's mad because I didn't let it play again.
Okay.
Well,
But-
here, let's see if she likes this one. I'll play her one. What do I want to play? I want to play Everlasting. I haven't listened to this one in a while. This is one of my songs. Enjoy. This one's called Everlasting.
All right.
All of these mysteries filling our hands, begging to be solved, remembering the lives we've lived before, searching for answers out in the void. We're all just restless girls and boys, looking for keys to open the door. Time's everlasting, time never lasts. Quite as long as we wanted to, watching seconds slipping from my grasp, holding you closer, holding our breath, observing the march of time as the present quickly fades into our past. Swimming in circles now and we can't get out and we can't get off this ride. A vessel is tossing in the waves. Step up the shadows, no need to hide. Our future is rising with the tide. The only thing we need to be is brave. Time's everlasting, but time never lasts. Quite as long as we wanted to, watching seconds slipping from my grasp, holding you closer, holding our breath, observing the march of time as the present quickly fades into our past.
I'm always so proud of that one because that's my the epitome of my lead guitar playing right there. And I captured it on tape and got it out there. I was very happy with how that one came out and layering things through. And I didn't come in with like an idea of the production. I did have the guitar leads actually written. I think maybe one of like 3 songs that I've ever written where it was like, no, this is that lead part, right? But yeah, the extra vocals and different things that we were doing, I really didn't have I don't hear music like Michael does. And I think Brad and Willie, you've both talked to Michael enough that like he hears all the layers, and it's incredible to talk to him and get a chance to talk music with him for that reason, because I don't hear it that way. I hear me and a guitar, and I'm very basic like that. So I'm hearing it as it's happening. I have to build the pieces out one by one to really start hearing those things coming together. So very grateful. really excited for you, Willie, getting to watch these songs now that you spent a lot of time and put a lot of effort into creating, using the AI to now be fleshed out on real instruments with real voices and some of the best voices we know on top of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even when we were talking about my stuff, and he's like, man, the ear he has, you're dead on, he's like, add a little tweak here and a tweak here. And I was like, you do what you need to do. I mean, I'm not going to tell him no. I mean, as long as it gets the vibe I want, I'm not going to be like, nope, I'm not okay with it. And that's exactly what I told him. It's not like I'm being, this is how it has to be, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 so that they have some freedom with it. And I think that makes a big difference, is because they can bring my vision to life, but they can make it their own as well.
Yeah.
I think there's power in that, in giving artists that creative freedom, that freedom of their own expression with your idea. I think it can be scary for a lot of individuals, and it probably halts a lot of projects and bands. And you have one guy that, no, it should be this way, and you start to stymie others' creativity. And I really, and especially with this album, was very open of just like, hey man, you guys, you hear the song like I do, give me what you got. Let me hear it. If I hate it, I hate it. I doubt it. I doubt I will, but like, just go for it. And I think there's a power in that for sure.
That used to be my favorite song of yours. I'm not going to lie.
Has something replaced my space in your heart now?
No, a different song of yours. You know which one it is.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
He's like, no, it's one of my songs now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was waiting for.
I'm not that conceited. Now, granted, I like my stuff. I do, and I listen to my own stuff a lot.
Yeah,
but
you should.
I also listen to how I can make it better. Like, I'm not changing what I've already done, but I can put it into the next songs that I create, that I can tweak them here and tweak them there. But we just face it, Bubba. My favorite song of yours is Drifter.
Well, we got that on here too, but I'll save it. We definitely want to hear some more of your music, but we want to remind you all tuning in right now to go vote for Brad to be the Entrepreneur of Impact. There's a $25,000 grand prize, a chance to work with Damon John, a true shark, a major investor that obviously would just be thrilled to see Music Mogul AI reach that next level that we all know that it can get to, with a little bit of a little bit more than elbow grease, right? Sometimes it does take funding and things to really get the ball moving, and it's going to open so many doors for really our whole crew. So make sure you get on, use the link in the comments to do that. Go vote for Brad. We appreciate the heck out of you guys just continuing to vote. Keep them in first place. It's not like we're chasing right now. We're in the lead. It's like being the lead horse at the Kentucky Derby, which is coming up here soon. You just got to stay and keep everyone else out of your, get the blinders on, keep everyone else that's trailing and keep us out in the lead. So keep voting. Votes are worth $2 right now. So your single vote, it's free to vote, but you can donate for even more. That would be massive if you can donate to our guy Brad and donate to a really great foundation to get votes for Brad in the contest. So incredible stuff, Brad. Anything to add there?
It's tax deductible. It's a nonprofit. So if you're looking to write off some expenses for your business or even for your family, it's really going to a great cause, and it helps benefit the kids all over the country. Definitely helps us.
It's for the kids.
Well. That's right. And, we need a little help from our friends, just like you said. And I'm humbled and feel very blessed to have all the support that we've already gotten so far. Even before the contest, even for the software itself, this software is going to change people's lives, man. It's going to do so much to reduce stress, save them time, effort, and money, give them control and clarity. with their business. And, even if it only did one of those things, it would be worth what we charge for it. And I literally can't make it any cheaper. I've tried. I know artists do not have a ton of money, but I've literally made it as cheap as I possibly can make it for everyone. And I'm just excited, to be at this stage and to be where we're getting ready to launch this to the world. Bubba, you were the first podcast that I ever got on in my entire life, period. And then not only that, but at the same time, you were the first one to announce this to the world in a video setting. I had done one press release, online, but that was it. And it was like you and I were on the podcast, I think the next day. So,
well, and I saw the effect it was going to have on a industry and a group of people, a community that I care a lot about, and that's independent artists and giving, and we work with a wide array of them, and it's definitely hard to separate. This isn't for everyone, right? This isn't for like someone who is playing 20 times a year doesn't need this. It's not going to change your life. This is for people that want to stay on the road 200 nights a year, right? This is for people that really want that touring life to play their music. And it doesn't have to be original music. You could be a cover band and you would get just as much out of this software and the access to the, the community of buyers and venues that you've established in the database as well. This is for people that want to be a working band. And I think that's something that maybe we don't do a great job of separating, because we do have a lot of people that are, I would say, pretty happy being weekend warriors and going out and playing maybe once or twice a month and being out there. This Music Mogul AI isn't really for you. Now, maybe you could gain something from the marketing agent, I think, and you could gain something from the mentorship that's being offered through, through Brad and his company. But this is for working bands, and it's going to change their lives. And for people that want to go from that, well, we already go out and play every single weekend and I book all my own shows. Why do I need this? Well, it's like you said, Brad, how would saving 10 hours a week be to you, right? How would 10 hours a week in emails that you didn't have to manually send out and routing that you didn't have to figure out and a built-in database of venues, how would that change what you're doing? And there's probably, off the top of my head, there's probably about 7 bands that I know out of several hundred, right? And I don't know all of them, and I'm very much in the weekend warrior category myself, that are ready for this right now. Hit the booking agent and go, right? And I think that's maybe something that that gets lost, that people that we're talking to, and I know that you've had several coaching calls and introductory calls with people to understand that too. There's some people that just don't have their shit together enough to even be able to use it, right? And not that they can't figure out how to use the program, but it's not going to work for them in the way that they would want it to, because they don't have a lot of those things. Can you address some, I guess, what would be like the top 3 things that you've seen in your in your experience now doing these calls and everything that would really are the top 3 problems that artists are facing?
Well, and just kind of touching on what you mentioned there, the marketing agent, even if you are a weekend warrior, the marketing agent is still there for you. I mean, it's going to help you with your social media management. It is going to help you with your newsletter. It's going to help you with your bands in town trackers. It's going to help you with your merchandise. That in itself, to have all of that in one place that's geared around live music or geared around your music in general, is very helpful. And there's a couple other features we're working on as well, which I can't disclose yet because it's not out yet, but we are working on adding a number of features. But I would say the biggest thing is, like you said, the majority of artists don't have anyone in the music industry that they can reach out to, that they trust, that's been down that road that they're trying to go on. That's very hard to find. You can get a lot of, opinions from people that sell insurance or something, they can kind of tell you, but to get it from someone that's done this with almost 400 bands in my lifetime and have over 20 years of expertise as a business manager, as a booking agent, a publisher, a publicist, a consultant, and a mentor, that in itself is huge. So if you don't have someone in the music industry that's helping you with that, that's what our services are for too. Even if you don't like the software, the consulting and the mentorship stuff is really great. The consulting is more one-on-one. Well, it's me talking directly to you and your band. You can have as many people on your team, but we're going to be talking about specifics with your business in a consulting package. Mentorship is more in a group setting. So what we do there is we have 2 calls each week. There's one on Tuesdays and one on Wednesdays. One's during the day, one's at night. So if you work during the day, you can still make the one at night. But we have 2 calls each week. And we have a form that you fill out where you can ask questions in advance. You just submit that to us 24 hours in advance, and we can answer and address those questions that are submitted first in the group, because there's a lot of other people that are going through the exact same problems that you are. And you can, we're building community there as well, so that you can interact with them and learn from what they're doing. And maybe that sparks something with you. So, but in the mentorship, we talk a little bit more in generality, because we can't go over specifics for your business in a group setting necessarily. So, but we provide both, because some people want that initial consulting, maybe on the front end, so we can help you get all of your branding and your positioning and get everything set up for you properly, your pricing, your website, your videos, and looking at your EPK, your contract writer, all of that kind of stuff. We can help you with that on the front end. And then after that, you could just do the mentorship along the way, because we've kind of set the base. We set the base. We got the foundation. We can even help you put together a business plan as well. So, which you can feed into the software, by the way. So, yeah, the first thing is direction. Going back to your question of the top 3, most artists they don't know what they don't know. And you don't want to just jump into the software if you're not 100% confident in your positioning and your branding and your materials. Highly recommend you do the consulting, because the software is going to amplify whatever you put into it. So if you're putting in kind of average videos and your website's not that great, maybe your pricing is wrong, your writer, which you don't know, because you don't know what you don't know, but I do as a manager and an agent that's done this. I can save a ton of time, effort, and money by helping you with that contract writer. That is a big piece of it. So getting all of your positioning and your pricing, you may be overquoting or underquoting yourself. So there's a lot for us to go into on that. So we highly recommend that you do that up front. We can't make you do it, but we highly recommend it, because we want to see you succeed. We want you to put your best foot forward, and we want you to make the right first impression every time. I want to make sure that every artist that uses this software is successful. We're looking for case studies. We want to show this is where they started. This is where we took them in 30, 60, 90 days or 1 year. We want to be able to keep up with that, so that we can show the world how effective this is. And we want to help you. We genuinely want to help you. And we have built a first of its kind. I think it's a revolutionary software, because it doesn't exist anywhere in the marketplace today. Literally what we've created, you cannot buy anywhere else. Even if it was just the software, there are a few software out there, but none of them offer consulting and mentorship either. Most of them are not leveraging AI or agentic AI and large language models to help you actually do the work. Most of them are customer retention management software and just kind of helps you organize stuff. So, but yeah, so that's the second. The first thing is getting everything together on the consulting side. The second piece of it that I think is really important is that even if you're doing this manually, your booking agent's here, your manager's here, your bandmates are here, your distributor's here, your publicist is over here. A good manager is the glue that holds all of that together and makes sense of all of that input and data to make educated decisions for you or with you, right? And to have all of that in one place is tremendous, because most of it only does one piece of that. And you have different dashboards over here, different people over here. And when that happens, the left hand of your business isn't talking to the right hand. So we want to help you make sense of all of that to make educated decisions. And having that cohesive system that you run and that doesn't play favorites with other bands on a roster, to me, that in itself is worth the price of admission, so to speak. So, and then I would say the third thing is, keeping up with your data. So when you get done with artists are notoriously bad, and this is not a crack against anyone. This is just my experience. A lot of artists are very, right brain, and they're on the creative side, and left brain, I think, is the business side. They're really bad at keeping up with their data and accounting and all that kind of stuff. And that's just not why they got into this business. But this is going to help you organize all of that. When you get done with the show, you're going to put in, I sold this many tickets at this price. I sold this many t-shirts and hats and stuff at this price or whatever. And it's going to keep that organized for you by show and by year so that you can know where to improve or where to do cross-selling. When I say cross-selling, that means if someone buys your ticket but didn't buy a t-shirt or something that night, then maybe you can retarget them the next day or a week later and say, hey, thanks for coming to the show. Just wanted to give you a little incentive for coming back. We'd love to have you back at the next show. Here's a 10% off on a t-shirt or something. And, maybe they wanted to buy a t-shirt, but the line was too long, or they had to get home for the babysitter, or you never know. But you're just re-engaging with them. They were already there, and you want to be able to communicate with your fans and really build that community. So
yeah, just think of how much money a band could make by having something like that was automated with all of your, people that, and I think, it's easier now than it's ever been, but I still think a lot of bands aren't great about getting the email addresses and connecting with fans one-to-one and relying too heavily on their social media following, which in the end we know doesn't really mean jack squat, right? Because you don't own that audience. And I think so much of what you're talking about here, and it's why the Scene Projects are making moves that we are, is to own our audience as well, right? Us living on rented space, be it YouTube or, on the social media streaming live and everything. Cool. This can only last so long. It's been a great learning process, but ultimately for us, it's how do we elevate to that next level, and how do we do that efficiently and build the right partnerships? If it's a True TV Plus or a Booms TV 2.0, or it's Empowerment Divas Network, or it's our own, fast streaming down the road and our own app, and like all of that should be the goal. Maybe not necessarily for every band, but it really should be. Owning your audience is so critical in this day and age.
It really is. And I don't know if a lot of you know this, you guys might, but I don't know if our listeners do. So I really feel like this is critical information that is fairly new development that's come out. If you guys have you guys been following the Live Nation Ticketmaster court case and stuff.
I know that they classified them as a monopoly, and the fallout from that is to be seen. Obviously, these court cases and appeals and everything being what they are, take time. But
yeah. So I want to kind of talk to that because this is really valuable information for our listeners. One thing that is, so yes, I think we all knew that it was a monopoly, right? The DOJ, they never should have let Ticketmaster and them merge. They never should have done that, but the cat's out of the bag on that. And, we'll see what happens with that. But the real diamond in the rough and all of the information that has come out of this is really important. And it has to do with the ticket seller or the ticket buyer information. Okay. So as a manager and a booking agent, I would always call the Live Nation venues. And I do this for all venues, not just Live Nation, but I would, after a show, I would say, hey, how did the show go? How many tickets did we have? Was my band easy to work with? What can we do better? Blah, blah, blah. We're kind of building that rapport. We're showing them, that we're doing the follow-up, right? But I would always ask them, can you send me the ticket seller or the ticket buyer information? We'd love to have their phone numbers and email addresses. And they would say, no, I can't do that. That's against policy. Which was always a little weird because it's like, well, those are my fans that bought my stuff, but you're going to gatekeep the ticket buyer information? Why wouldn't you want to share that with me so that I can retarget them and get more people back to your venue, right? For next time around. So, but they would never let us do that. And they would say it's against policy. But if you look at the fine print on the judgment, it now says that Live Nation has to give that to the band or the manager, but they have to request it. So they're not obligated to send it to you, but you as the band leader or the manager can request that information now. And so we were just talking about this retargeting with the software. We had already started building this out to do just that for the non-Live Nation venues, because sometimes we can get that information as managers. But now that Live Nation has to do that by request, that's going to be a waterfall effect for all the other, I think it is, for all the other ticket vendors like Ticketfly and Brown Bag Ticket and all the other ticketing agencies out there. And they should want us to do that, to have that information so that we can retarget them for the next time around. Because up until now, most bands were just paying Facebook to send out ads because they didn't have that information. They didn't own that information to be able to retarget them. So now that is a pretty big pivotal aspect that's come out of this judgment for the live touring side of the business. And if you guys are not hip to that, I just wanted to let everybody know about that, because you're leaving money on the table moving forward. If you're not requesting the ticket buyer information after the show, you're leaving money on the table. So I thought that would be very helpful information to all of our listeners. And maybe you guys knew that or read about that, but that's what I picked up on it when I read through the fine print on the judgment. That's what really stood out to me. I mean, yes, the other stuff is, we'll see what reverberates from that. But for me, in my lens as a manager and as someone who cares about independent artists and keeping up with all of that and doing marketing, that's massive.
Nope, you got it, Brad. A great point there, and a lot to unpack yet with this judgment coming down. But yeah, that's massive, because think of how many bands could have got out from under neath of the Live Nation, and they were already representing the biggest venues out there. But if they had that ticket information, they could move to a smaller venue and go sell out and make a lot more money, not having to deal with it and not having their fans get gouged on the ticket prices when they go to resale almost immediately, right? It would be, it goes on sale for $70. They come in, they buy all the tickets up, whether it was Ticketmaster, buying it from Live Nation, and then they mark up the price 3x, and now you're paying, $200 and some a ticket, and the band is getting none of that. The band is still selling to a $70 ticket.
Yep. And not $1, not one penny of that extra money goes to them. And you make a great point there, Bubba. For me, this is a good start in the right direction. But the part that really needs to be addressed, the elephant in the room, is the secondary ticketing market. That's where the biggest problem is right now in our industry. And it's why artists are not making as much money as they should be. And while they've been getting the same guarantees for the last 10 or 20 years, and that hasn't gone up, but of course, inflation and expenses and everything all have. So the secondary ticket market, that is what really needs to be regulated, in my opinion. And I hope that they are addressing that, because that is the elephant in the room that would have the biggest impact on our industry, is capping how much they're able to do that. For instance, what happens if we were to do this with a GLP drug, right? Because they're essentially doing what's called surge pricing. It's just like when you go get an Uber for New Year's Eve, they're a normal drive from downtown to your house, it might cost you $50, right? For a regular day of the week. But if you go New Year's Eve and you want that same ride, now that drive is $150, $200. And so Uber and Lyft and all of them have gotten away with what's called surge pricing, because it's higher demand, right? And that's essentially what these secondary ticket brokers are doing. They're just buying them up, and they're creating that artificial demand and jacking the price up, right? So if it's okay to do it with Uber and Lyft, and it's okay to do it in the music industry, then what's stopping them from doing that with cancer drugs or GLP drugs, right?
Yeah, they got pissed at the scalpers for all those decades when ticket prices were affordable and people were making money going out, and because of the high demand, selling them for 3, 4, 5 times face value. So they just became the scalpers themselves. It's crazy that it was allowed to happen for the last 20 years. It's absolutely asinine that, and who pays for it? The consumer does, the concert goer does, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit that they let it go on. Ticketmaster and Live Nation have made billions off of all of us paying for overpriced tickets, and it's hopefully it's coming to an end. And I don't know. I will make live music affordable again. That's what we.
Yeah, well, and even the fine that I can't remember, it was $270 million or something. That is like 2 days worth of revenue for Live Nation. That's a slap on the wrist, man. It really is.
Where does that money go? Right? Like, that money should be being distributed to bands. That should be distributed to ticket buyers. That it's a shame. I know this is so depressing. I'm glad that it's getting better, but it's just like the powers that be have always kept us under their thumb in one way or another. And there's already so many hurdles in the music business. We don't need people with all the money and all the venues keeping us down and not allowing musicians and really good artists to get a leg up and to really make a difference. So but speaking of impact, Brad, let you mention the contest one more time. We want everyone to go vote for Brad to become the next entrepreneur of impact. Can use that link in the comments. Your votes are still worth double right now for the next 4 hours. You can also donate to the beautiful cause that they have and buy some more votes for Brad that way. Brad, why don't you go ahead and kind of give us your pitch one more time?
Yeah. And so the voting for this round ends tomorrow at 5. The 2X voting, it ends in 3, I think it's about 3.5 hours now. There will be another week if I make it into the top 5, which I'm pretty sure that I will since I'm already in first at the moment. But there will be other times for you to have the 2X votes, but you can vote once a day, or you can just donate, or you can do both. So, yeah, but it's, again, it's for a great cause, Gen Youth, which is helping underprivileged school children have active, physical, healthy lives and to have well-nourished lives. So it's basically making sure that they're eating, 3 square meals a day and all of that to have a healthy lifestyle. And that's really a great cause that I think all of us can get behind. So.
Awesome. Well, Brad, it's been a pleasure getting to kind of make this night about you. I know that Willie and I were sharing some songs to fill some space in there, but this is really about you, man. You've been a loyal co-host of this show now for several months. This is your time to shine. We got a week left of the contest to really, get through this and, hopefully keep you in that first position, right? Come home with this amazing opportunity. And it's really going to be something that sets us all on, on a new path. And I think we're right there, and we're just going to keep on pushing and really making this a really memorable year for everyone involved with us. Willie, any parting shots here before we get out?
No, Brad, I just want to say, I love getting to know these parts of the music industry a little more, but sometimes you scare the tar out of me. Makes me really wonder if I really want to get into it. But I wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it, man. Well, and I like to inform people. I don't mean to scare people or, and I don't want to be negative. I just want to inform people so they can make educated decisions on whatever they want to do. That was really my goal in kind of bringing all that up. I go over some of this stuff in my consulting already. So, this is part of the inner workings and the plumbing or the mechanics of how things happen on my side of the business. And I love to share that with everyone so that everybody can work smarter. That's the goal. That's always been my goal. That's the goal of the software. And we just want to, see everybody else working smarter and making more money and reducing burnout. That burnout is for real. Mental health is a problem, even outside of the music industry, but it's certainly within the music community. So, yeah, it's definitely something that we all need to be conscientious about. And, that's what we're doing here with the Scene projects and Love Noise and, really with your podcast, it's all about community and supporting each other. And that's what I really love about what you guys do. And I think we all are aligned very well with all that. So Bubba, thanks for bringing me into this and giving me this platform to share with all of you. And yeah, just thank you for creating such a great community, man. Keep up the great work, and we love you, man.
I appreciate that. I don't know that I created, but I kind of corralled it. I'll take credit for that, I guess. I built the fence and started roping people in and bringing them in, and just the response that we've had in the last 2 years of what we've been growing and the incredible opportunities that have come our way has just been, it's been life-changing for me, and I hope for a great many other people as well over time too. So, hey, Monkey, you got to make an appearance anyway.
Tell everybody, say, we wish you have a good night.
I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that.
You're not doing that? You can just say good night. I don't.
Bye, Baba.
Bye, sweetheart. Have a good night.
Brad?
Get some sleep.
What's up, Brad?
Yeah.
Say good luck, Brad.
She's like, I don't really know that guy that well. So.
That's all right. Brad's a good guy. He let me crash his house when I was down in Nashville. Never know when I might show back up again too, Brad. So
I know it, man. Well, I was, as you were just talking, I was thinking we might need to get you a t-shirt or a hat that says professional cat herder, maybe.
Well, I've got the experience here in house and around my yard for sure. So
I know you do.
You do have a dozen of them.
I got enough of them, that's for sure. And we got 2 of them outside that are going to have kittens here in the next month, probably. So
we all
about to be a lot
crazy
more.
cat lady, but we got the crazy Bubba. The crazy
That's
cat,
okay.
Cat Bubba.
We love it. I love taking care of things, man. You're not seeing all my plants in the background either. I love taking care of things. It's all good. Well, I love you guys, man. You two especially have just meant the world to me. You bought into what I was growing and building here, and you've made a massive difference. You, along with AJ, are really the pillars of this, and everyone does their own. Has a part in it, right? I'm definitely the networker and cat herder, as you've called it, but we bring so much. AJ with what he's doing with the mentorship and management on his side of helping new artists to get to the level where they're able to utilize a music mogul AI or to need a Brad Stewart in their life. And Willie, when he gets done with school, is going to become the best, the best studio in central Missouri and maybe in the Midwest one day, and moving from that, sound engineer of the year to record producer of the year, and really helping people to bring to life their projects. And I'm really looking forward to the future of this, just trying to keep this thing alive right now. Right. It's a seedling. I feel like we've cracked through the ground now, and it's a matter of protecting that seed. Right. And protecting that small plant now so it can grow, and making sure we give it plenty of water. And I'm running out of plant analogies, but you get what I'm saying.
Need to nurture
it. If y'all are out there watching and you want to sponsor, we have several sponsor opportunities. Get a hold of any one of us, and you can.
We'll take your money.
We'll gladly take your money.
We will. But...
And if you don't want money, you want to send us free clothes to wear, we'll wear those too. I mean, I take a 3X. Just putting it out there.
So Willie needs a small blanket to wrap up with. No, we really have so many opportunities to elevate others' brands along with us too. And I think that's a great point, Willie. And I appreciate you throwing it out there. Maybe I don't sell enough of what we have because I realize its value is much greater than out there hustling, but I think we need to hustle a little bit, and that'll be a big part of the summer, is getting on our hustle and really inviting people in to be a part of this. And we have a great community of artists, the Midwest Original Music Organization group, the Momo group on Facebook's over 1,000 now. The Scene Projects as a page has over 1,800 followers now, which is kind of crazy. 2 years ago, it was 0. So it's really cool to watch how quickly this is growing, how it continues to grow, and how many people's lives that we've been able to impact, and how many lives are impacting ours. I think that's the beauty of it all, and why we're going to succeed is for that reason as well.
It's about family. It really is. I mean,
I think Danielle was laughing at the cat jokes.
I think so too. But it's about family. It really is, and I tell everybody when I talk about it, we're for the little people. I mean, we're little people ourselves, and maybe not size-wise, but community-wise.
The underdogs.
We're the little people,
Yeah. The undercats.
Yeah, I mean, and if y'all are watching and you got music, and you're an artist and you got music.
Oh, no, she said she was laughing about your shirt size.
Oh, okay. But if you got music, we are getting ready to launch several radio shows on the Scene Project. We're always looking for music. There's a form you have to fill out. Just get your music out there. We want to help you guys, but you have to have the drive. Yeah, you did, but it's okay. I'm used to Bubba.
I think we need Danielle needs her own radio show. She always plays DJ when we're in the car and whatever we're doing, and she knows how to spy a good song or two. And
Yeah.
she's got some really great independent artists that we've been introduced to in some of her favorite songs. So I'm gonna see if I can't get her to. She doesn't like being on camera, but maybe being behind the microphone a little bit. We can talk her into putting her own hour together. I think that'd be fun. Brad, good luck, man. I got my votes in. I hope everyone else did too.
I got
you can
my
use
votes
the link in the comments, and let's keep Brad in first place. Let's bring this trophy home. Let's bring that 25K back into Music Mogul AI and everything that we're building here. And yeah, let's take this thing to the next level. We appreciate you all. This is Love Noise, presented by the Midwest Original Music Organization. If you are an artist, join us on Facebook. It's a private group, but as long as you are a musician, I will add you in, and you can feel free to network with us there. Find your next collab, or you know, some of the services that you may need out there. So for my co-host Wild Willie and Brad Stewart, our esteemed guest and friend and co-host, I'm Bubba Starts, and we will see you next Wednesday at 7 for more Love Noise. See you guys.
Peace out.